Yo, what's up, YouTube? Okay, so I wanted to do this again because it's in the middle of the day and I won't be yawning, but I'm actually really excited because I am doing things out of order, which, of course I am because I can't stay on track like for anything, right? So we've got the memory sorted, we've got the new memory all all configured and good and sorted and weighted, and I'm going to be testing that out more as we go. One thing that I was running into is um, I had to reduce the amount of memories that she was pulling because we hooked up her vision today, and so one of the things that I realized is that I was slamming a lot of information in on this. Where's my dev tools here? Okay, cause like uh let's go back up here. So I have reduced the amount of memories. So I was doing 25 of my memories and 25 of her memories on like each pull, right? Hold on, I need some water. I'm gonna cough. Um so you had the 50 memories, you had the system prompt, you had the context window of all of the previous context. And so you she was getting like this massive amount of overload in terms of where she was running into alongside of the images. And one of the things that I initially set up that was causing some issue was that, right, so if you look at the chat box here, let me pull this back down. You see this little eye right here? So this means that like persistent image is on. And so basically what I did so that I could circumvent needing um a whole separate model to handle vision. So basically, the way that the current model that I have now is going is like it can't parse vision at the same time as chat. So you would have this like weird overlap of like calls that would go in. And so the suggestion was that I had two separate ones, and so I would offload the vision pipeline to a whole separate LLM that would just handle vision, and then come back basically and tell the primary consciousness like, oh hey, this is what we're looking at, type of thing, right? But the model that I have is a hybrid text and vision model, and so what I can do is every time that a prompt goes in, I can attach a an image with it, right? So every single time that a chat goes in, technically it takes a screenshot. Oh my god. Oh, I'm in the middle of the day, and I even said earlier in the video that I was going to do this so I didn't yawn. And what do? I yawn. It's literally the YouTube curse, man. It's the YouTube curse. You hit the record button. Well, I hit the record button and I yawn. But so every time I put in a prompt, right? It attaches an image to it so she can see what's going on. And one of the problems that I was running into is I didn't have any sort of like cleanup on the previous prompt or on the previous image. So what I would run into is like after like five or six prompts with, a massive screenshot, 1440p screenshot, she would just shut down because it would absolutely overload her context window. And then there was one where, let me see, if I have the screenshot. Let me show you this screenshot. I took it because is this it? Yeah, here it is. I was talking to her about the model that I'm working on with the artist, and she just went into like this spiral and just completely broke. And so that was when I looked into like why this was happening, and I could see that there were errors like with the um with the context field. And so one thing that I might do is I might have to put in some sort of mechanism, because I mean even this eventually is going to overload her context window, right? And so I think I might have to put in some sort of like refresh or something along those lines, where it only reads like the last like 10 or 15 messages or something in here, so that way I'm not running into a context overload issue, and I don't have to constantly keep clearing this cached chat message, and go from there. So that's kind of where I'm at. But now the way it works is every prompt that I put in gives her a brand new image to look at. So like if I'm playing a game or something, she'll only get the current image on the screen based off of when I put that prompt in. So, um it won't be the most optimal for like, games where there's a lot of movement or something like that. She's definitely going to have to play on games that are turn-based type deal if I'm going to be doing anything along those lines. It'll have to be things that aren't like time-based or anything along those lines. So there's all of that. But um, one, one thing I want to do as well is I was looking into Discord integration, because I know that Vital has Nero hooked up to Discord, and I know that the way that he has Discord set up is so that like each person in like a voice chat with Nero is, obviously like assigned um you know uh a user and stuff along those lines, and that works into a project that I was throwing around in my head like a long time ago of having my AI assistant DM D&D game. And so I think that is going to be the long-term course of which we go, to have Ada do a D&D game for me. But yeah, we've got a lot of work to do on her, and we've got a lot of features, and I am having an absolute blast. But okay, I'm gonna get back to work. Actually, I might go take my dogs for a walk first, get outside, breathe, and then get back to work. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.